Cost of goods manufactured is the cost of all products that have been completed during a period and have been transferred to finished goods inventory. These costs are product costs, direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. Let's say you're the manager of a specific product line and you want to know the cost of goods manufactured for the past month. You could pull all the job cost sheets for all the jobs that were completed for the month and add together all of those costs. This might not be too bad if you only completed a few jobs, but what if you completed 2,000 jobs this month? There's an easier way. Remember, accounting is about taking information and data and putting it into a usable and useful format to inform and make decisions. We can make up a single-page report that tells us what we want to know about cost of goods manufactured. This report is called a schedule of cost of goods manufactured. This schedule details all the costs involved with making a completed product. Our product costs are direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. So this schedule is organized by each of the product costs. We start the schedule off with our beginning work in process balance. The whole point of the schedule is to tell us how much we have in total costs for all products that were completed during the period. If we had any products that we started last period but had not yet finished, we've still got some work to do on them. So this is our starting point for the current period. Next, we want to add in all the product costs for the current period: direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. All of these costs were used in production this period and added to the work in process account. If we don't know the amount of direct materials used, we can determine that using the raw materials inventory account. To do that, we start with our beginning balance in raw materials. Did we buy any more materials this period? If so, we need to add that in to determine the total amount of raw materials we had available to use this period. Did we use all of our raw materials this period? If not, and we still have some left over, we need to subtract that amount, as it would not be part of the materials that were used this period. What we have left is the total amount of raw materials that were used in production this period. However, we want to know the amount of direct materials. Therefore, we need to deduct the amount of indirect materials from this number. Now we have the amount of direct materials used this period. Okay, back to our schedule. We can add all three of this period's product costs up and get the amount of total manufacturing costs added to production this period. These are all the new costs added this period. However, we had some costs at the beginning of the period. Remember those products we had started working on last period that needed some more work to finish? Well, we've added new costs and done more work to them this period. We need to add these new costs to those we started with. This amount represents all the production costs that were in work in process this period. However, did we finish any products this period? If so, those costs would leave work in process and go to finished goods inventory. We check and see if we have any products left in work in process that didn't get finished. The total cost of those need to be deducted from this amount so that we can determine the total cost of all products that were finished and moved to finished goods inventory. That's the amount we're after. That is cost of goods manufactured.